past 17 years, technology is not just a subject taught in classrooms or a field of study pursued by researchers. It's a driving force behind progress and innovation in every aspect of our lives. From advancements in technology and medicine to addressing environmental challenges and understanding the universe, technology empowers us with knowledge and the ability to make informed decisions. It encourages critical thinking, fosters curiosity, and promotes a deeper understanding of the world around us. So before we explore the impact of technology in our lives, I would now request Ms. Mridula ma'am to introduce our honorable speaker. Mridula ma'am, over to you.
Thanking you, ma'am. Hi, everyone. This is Mridula Bharadwaj from Department of Computer Science. As we all are here for the online session on impact of technology in our life. So now it is the time to welcome and introduce our guest of this program to the viewers. Guys, we are honored to have Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Varshney with us. He's a Delhi-based science facilitator and promoter. He has more than 33 years of experience promoting research and connecting scientific groups across the nations. He writes and delivers talk on importance of research, research funding, subject of contemporary scientific interest, gender equality in science and engineering, and international scientific cooperation. He's a member of Academic Council of HS Sagar Central University, Research Council member of for JSS Academy of Higher Education, Mysore, and Manipal University, Jaipur. He was head of the International Scientific Cooperation in the Ministry Department of Science and Technology, Government of India till January 2024. Truly so, you are going to add a charm to our program. Now, I take the privilege to invite our director, sir, Dr. Anuj Agarwal, sir, for the further functioning of our event. Over to you, sir.
Thanks for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, women guests and valued participants, I welcome you all to this very informative. Now, thanks, Mridula ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, eminent guests and valued participants, I welcome you all in this very informative online session organized by HLM College. It's my great pleasure that today we are having Dr. S.K. Varshney sir as our key speaker. Dr. Varshney is a renowned and experienced scientist. He is a science facilitator and promoter. He has worked in DST, Government of India, New Delhi. With an impressive background in the field of science, Dr. Varshney has not only excelled in his professional endeavors, but has also demonstrated a deep commitment to sharing his wisdom and expertise with others. His passion for science and technology is contagious, and his ability to connect with the audience is unparalleled. Today, our renowned speaker will be sharing his valuable insights, offering practical solutions, and providing inspirations that will leave all of us motivated and ready to take on new challenges. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Dr. S.K. Varshney, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Anuji. Namaskar, everyone. Thank you, HLM Group, the faculty, the deans, and all the students who are there. And thank you very much for inviting me here. And I was asked to speak on impact of technology on our lives, how we are being affected by various aspects of the technology. So, friends, technology has now become integral part of our life. If you want to compare how it has been, then you need not to look at other things, but you go back in your own life and see when you started various things. Like if you compare your life with your childhood, if you compare your life 10 years ago, and today you will find a lot of passive invasion of the technology. It is so passive that we don't realize even. Only thing is, if something goes missing, then we feel, oh, we are going to miss it. So friends, I would say technology has become integral part, and today nothing is possible without technology. It has transformed how we communicate, how we work, and how do we live. No, this is something very, very important. So today's presentation will explore impact of technology on the society in general, and it will delve both into positive and negative aspects of this influence. First of all, of course, the moment we think of technology, we think of communications, which has drastically improved. If we compare it from the earlier times, then a lot of improvement in the communication, the way we do it. We have got now systems which could give instant messaging, video calls, and social media have connected people globally. In fact, if you have lost your friend, you just need to remember the name, and when you were together, social media could connect you back. In fact, not only connecting of friends and relatives or known person, but even business is being held remotely. A lot of new collaborations are being worked out, and they are reaching to the audiences. And if we see the information and knowledge sharing, that has become more accessible. In fact, the way I'm talking to you is also through technology, because I am sitting at my home talking to you all at the moment. So power of connectivity, of course, internet has connected people worldwide like never before. And earlier we used to wait for a response, but today, if you don't get a response within few minutes, then you start getting worried. That is the power of internet, which we have done. Social media platforms have revolutionized the way we communicate and share information, and globalization and cultural exchanges have been facilitated through interconnected technology. So it's not only one technology, number of technology which are being played and helping. So, however, there are issues regarding privacy and online surveillance. For example, when I'm talking to you, I do not know that apart from 100 fellows we are on the Zoom call, and those who are connected to the HLM channels, who else is listening to this presentation? We have absolutely no idea, because it goes from my home system to the Zoom, and from Zoom it goes to so many sources, and then all those who are connected to this meeting. And also there is online surveillance, which we need to be careful about. Also, technology has changed the workplace. So when we are talking about current offices, we are now looking at a lot of automation and artificial intelligence is making entries, and they are reshaping our industries. Some jobs are at the risk of being replaced by technology. However, new opportunities and roles are emerging. So, it's the same kind of fear when we started using computer. When computer came, a lot of people who are working mechanically, they felt that their job would be taken away by computer. It's nothing like that. It is basically change of role. So today we have got streamlined operation, improved communication, we are sharing ideas, better engagement, and most important is that we have got employee satisfaction. So creativity and critical thinking, these are two major things, how we are going to make use of technologies in delivering our work more efficiently, more professionally, and in a very, very smooth manner. If we see the industry, a lot of changes are happening. As I say that not only AI and automations are reshaping, but there is efficiency gains and increased productivity, because earlier the kind of productions we were having it has now gone higher. Also, the cost efficiency has become very nice. So we are looking for more and more automations. However, concerns about job displacement and economic inequality arise, because those who are working on the floor, those who are working on the machines, they are not being paid as much as some other fellows who are decision makers or who are investing in those programs. So there is a need, constant need for upskilling and retraining. Because, this is such a community, such a world of technology that if you do not keep updated with time, very soon you would be out of the scene. So when we are looking at the society, technology has transformed social interaction. Social media and online community shape our behavior and relationship. Privacy concerns and digital divides are the challenge we face. So privacy, as I mentioned earlier, these communications are open, and digital divide means that all of us are not having devices that can carry it forward. For example, in India, though we are 1.4 billion people, several people have got several devices, but still a large part of the country, large part of our populations are not having good smartphones also. So it is becoming a lot of challenge how to bridge that digital divide. And then, of course, there are issues like mental health and addictions. So some people are getting addicted to the games. Some people are getting addicted to social media. Some people are getting addicted to variety of things this technology has gifted us, and we need to constantly worry about that. Also, ethics is at a place. So we need to see if what we are doing, how we can correct it, and how we could take it forward. Friends, what I feel, purpose of technology should be to connect people. So communication has done a lot of things, but still a lot needs to be done. But it's not only technology related to IT or information technology which is connecting. We need technology to address these challenges. So whatever difficulty we are facing, that technology must answer. And those challenges could be related to society, what we are facing. For example, today, when we are in the midst of monsoon, a lot of area is getting flooded, and people are having issues how to readjust themselves, how to move themselves, how to be on the safer place. There could be other natural calamities like cyclones, landslides, earthquakes. So a lot of issues are there which we need to address, and technology must help us. Technology must help us in maintaining our health, physique. How do we remain more efficient and deliver? Technology should also help us in understanding the agriculture or climatic issues. So a lot of purpose is being done, and these three challenges I thought are primary. Of course, there could be n number of other challenges technology must address. The other thing is technology must help us in improving economy. So you might have heard that if a country is advanced in technology, they are richer. In fact, tomorrow's trade would be more driven by technology than anything else. So technology help us in exploring new markets and also to gain strategic advantages. So I hope all of you remember the famous Buddha smile, which gives us a strategic value and advancement, and we know how we could go forward. The overall purpose of the technology should be a human face. How we are going to make human happy. So technology should be assistive. It should perform the task, and it should bring value to all of us. And that is what technology is meant to be. And for this purpose, United Nations has identified 17 sustainable goals, which includes no poverty, zero hunger, good health, quality education, gender equality, clean water, affordable energy, clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industrializations, reducing inequalities, sustainable cities, responsible consumption, climate actions, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institution and partnership for the goal. So, friends, these are the targets which United Nations have identified, and India also stands committed to these targets, and we have promised United Nations that by 2030 we shall achieve these goals. So when we are talking about the social interests, you see the kind of invasion technology has made in our home. And today we are being driven a lot by a lot of these products, technology products, and we cannot live without some of them. So what I would like to say that with all the technology that has been added to the lives, life should be more carefree, stress-free, and we should be healthier. But is it really happening? You need to worry because the purpose was to make life more carefree, stress-free, and healthier living. But are we really in that positions? So, in fact, when we are talking about technology, people are being talked about being computer literate, personal computers, telecommunicating, providing recreation and education. So computers are being used for a variety of purposes. If you see how it is influencing, we can communicate with others, we can shop, we can pay so many bills. Earlier there used to be long queue for payment of bills, but today we can pay online. We can remain connected with our friends and family, and also we get instant news and updates. But how the technology has impacted the world of entertainment, industry, politics, news. Now, lot of changes are happening and we get impacted by each one of them. Now, for purpose of communication, we have got number of devices, cell phone, fax machine, email, internet, text message, blogging, social network, instant messaging, and even vehicles we are driving these days are having Bluetooth. So we can have lot of things. Even our homes, if you see the number of kitchen appliances, the convenience food, the 24-hour banking, internet and shopping, everything is now we can do from the comfort of home. Now, whether medical sciences or the health have got benefited in terms of technology. Yes. In fact, if you see a lot of devices like pacemaker, dialysis machine, organ transplant, laser surgery, robotic surgery, diabetic maintenance of heart patient, a lot of improvement in these technologies have happened, and these have become more handy and more affordable in these terms. For example, if you see the films, so like computerized, nowadays, most of the physicians are making your database. That database we hope in time to come would be shareable. Right now, it is from hospital to hospital, but eventually we are hoping that all individual can carry their electronic health record from one place to the other. Then X-ray, ultrasound, fertility treatment, prosthetic technology, blindness, all of these issues are being addressed through technology. And a lot of advancement has been made the way these processes are carried out and examined. Today, when we see any film, whether it is X-ray, ultrasound, or any other radiological observation, we are comparing it with artificial technology with billions of records the system has got. Similarly, with treatment for fertility, prosthetic, and blindness, we are being governed by the technology. What is happening to the cardiovascular? How technology is playing a role? So today, for the cardiovascular things, we have got state-of-art technology. There are innovative treatment options, patient-centered care, advanced treatment, emergency capability, and health screening. So a lot of things are happening, and today you just need to take the patient to the hospital, and they will put number of devices on the patients, and then you could make it. So, and what is happening to the people with special needs? Are we really worried about them? Yes, a lot of things are being done. We are providing them invisible hearing tools, sight tools, mobilities, and speech. A lot of corrections is being happening, and technology is getting improved. In fact, now there are glasses, even blind people, with the help of AI, could imagine a person close to him or her more precisely than earlier. And see, a lot of pharmacy apps are there, which includes like refill reminders. So you can put things that you need particular medicine 2 times a day or 3 times a day, and the system will alert you when you should refill it. You can refill it by scan, pill reminders, or medicines reminders, transfer prescription, text alert. Friends, this is not happening even only at individual scale. Even hospitals are managing it because they want to know what particular medicine they have got in stock, what is going out, and what is the season's requirement, because a lot of diseases are season based. So they know that in what particular season what medicine should be there in the store. So accordingly, they are also planning those things. And then a lot of diagnostic tools. So there are a lot of wearable devices. Even your phone or computer could make a lot of health information to you. You can make an appointment with the doctors and see your personal information. And you can even analyze it on your phone or on your wearable devices, how you are particularly behaving. I'll just give you an example of one of the technologies which we have developed. For example, polio vaccine. So until 1992, India was importing polio vaccine. We started producing it in 1993. Slowly, we increased our productions. More than one company started manufacturing it. And then somewhere around 2010, India became polio free. So today we are very proud that one of the products which we started has delivered, and now India in a period of 20 years has become polio free. There are other diseases, for example, hepatitis B and other things. Very recently, we did COVID also. So a lot of technologies are being played to make our life more comfortable. In fact, if you look at various pandemics, not only India, but several parts of the world have faced, and we have developed treatment against them. We have developed vaccines against them, and a lot of things are happening. So, include play. For example, if you go to Africa or South America, they still have a problem of yellow fever, which India has ruled out. Cholera is not that prominent now. Plagues, Ebola, Zika. A lot of things keep happening, and technology we are trying to make them for this purpose. We are obviously concerned about affordable healthcare, because this is something. India is home to five-star hospital. A lot of people come here for treatment, but when it comes to our own people, we cannot go to those hospitals. Further, for you and me who are living in city, it is easy. But imagine people who are living in remote area, hilly area, inaccessible area. Even to go for a simple test, it is taking like one full day. And that is why a lot of wearable and smart devices. So now a lot of easy devices are at home to monitor your blood pressure, to monitor your blood sugar, and so many other things you can do. When we are talking about entertainment, of course, TV and DVD are long here for long, but then now we have got online movie and program rental services. A lot of satellite services are there. Computer games are there. Online amusement parks are also there. But question is the safety. How have technological advances impacted safety factor in the family cycle? This is something very important. So when we are talking about security, we have got security system at homes. People could observe their home remotely if they are not at home. So with the help of cameras, they can say if their home is in good conditions. Car have got airbags, child care seats, home security, and we have got emergency road assistance. This is something very important. Today with the place of technology, you can just call any servicing agency and attend to any emergency which you have got. We have got car alarm, traffic light, all those signals are there. Also, there are a lot of research opportunity, career opportunity. So people are looking into research career, people are looking into portfolio assistance, a lot of new jobs which are being placed. But then technology have drawbacks. Devices replace actual human contacts. Time consumed is less. Technology changes very fast, and we need to go with the latest technology, adapt to new technology, which could be stressful and bring social pressure if you are a underperformer. Also, parents need to pay attention, and children should be warned how much time they could give to particular technology, their games, their talks, their social media, their movies, their entertainment, how much time they should give. So when we are talking about negative implication of technology, it's hindrance, barrier, limited verbal communication, less face-to-face time, hardships, accident due to texting. People are still walking on the road, texting to each other, and cost of car insurance has gone high. And in case there is an accident, because you are mentally busy somewhere else, it could even cause death. Even technology has put us to sedentary lifestyle. For example, instead of mowing the grass manually, now there are lawn mowers. You can simply stand and do so many other things. Television, computer, cars, garage door. Basically, they have made us sit on the couch for very long and putting a lot of health issues to us. So when we are talking about health concern, so fast food we need to be worried about because they are high in calories, fat, and salt, but something which is easily available. On the other hand, food is generally altered. Friends, it is always recommended that we should eat food which is good for good and which has been processed thoroughly. Uh, but one thing is that all new techniques which are coming to the market, they are very expensive, even the equipment. But if a technology gets outdated, they become very cheap. So you need to worry about how things are going to happen. But on the other hand, it is making things easy. You need not to carry cash. You can, if you don't want, even credit card could be gone away, and you can make a lot of payments online using your phone itself. We are worried about the chemical waste that is entering our water, our earth, and air. In fact, this is the main issue because of pollution, and we need to make it that how technology is using various energy and various natural resources and how we can keep the world green. In fact, a lot of electronic waste is there, and we need to discard electrical and electronic devices safely. It may involve a risk, and we should understand what are the system of donation and recycling of these electronics. Now, I feel technology must help in addressing our challenges. As I mentioned earlier in the first part of my talk, the technology should help us in understanding various challenges. So, for example, food for everyone. Now, we are 1.4 billion people. Every day, because of industrialization and urbanization, we are losing agricultural land and agricultural workforce. On the other hand, number of mouths to be fed are increasing. So we need to constantly worry how we are going to feed them. So we need to improve a lot of things, like the way we do irrigation, the way we do seeding and sowing, the way we reduce our post-harvest losses, currently which is 30%, the way we uh, carry things from point of growth to point of delivery. So even fast chain, uh, cold chain, fast transport is being helped. So a lot of technologies are in play, and which needs to ensure that each one of us get food in time to come. And when we started, some of you may recall that there was a time when India was not having sufficient food grains. We need to import, and we were provided very low quality wheat from United States. But thanks to our scientific community led by Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, we started with Green Revolution. And that Green Revolution brought us a lot of varieties of wheat, rice, and other grains. And now India is self-sufficient. But as I mentioned a little ago, because of industrialization and urbanization, until we improve technologies, our self-sufficiency may be questioned in time to come. We are one of the energy deficient country, and a lot of type of energy is being discussed these days. So we started with thermal energy, coal, petroleum, gas, and then we went to hydro energy from water. Then we went to nuclear energy, but then there was social resistance. So we started going for renewable energy like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy. But today we need to produce energy from several sources. And when we are producing it from several sources, we need to integrate it and we need to converge it. So we would require a lot of smart grids which can take energy generated from any source, convert it into a meaningful use, and then give it to the consumers. Because of technologies, that is what people believe, following industrial revolutions, we have added a lot of pollution to the earth. And this is happening in our air, in our water, and on our land. And Earth currently is in a very, very difficult situation. So not only we are talking about climate change, we are talking about global warming and its impact. So global warming is just not only the rise in temperature, it is how our crop patterns have changed, how our agro-based industry would be changed, and how our health would be impacted because of pollution in air and water and land. So we need to be cautious about them and we need to devise better technologies. We are calling them green technologies in time to come. Water crisis. 2/3 of Earth is covered by water. But when we are talking about uh, uh, water which we can use for our food, our agriculture, fresh water, uh, it is very limited. But only 3% out of the 2/3 water that is. So even out of those 3%, 90% water is frozen in the form of glaciers. So we get very few water, very little water in the form of rivers, in the form of rainfall, in the form of air moisture, and in the form of groundwater. But that also we are polluting. Friends, we have read that there used to be river Saraswati. But those of you who are living along Yamuna, you may not be surprised after 100 years if we don't change and Yamuna also disappears. Now, the way we are treating our rivers needs a lot of technological interventions. Projects like Namami Gange have started, and we require a major approach in technology, major change in technology. How do we handle and maintain our water system? Climate change, as I said a little ago, is impacting in a very, very serious ways, and we are losing greens around us. And this is something which we need to worry a lot. And how it may result is it may lead into relocation of whole towns. It may reduce productivity of harvest. It may, which indirectly may increase cost of food. There may be extreme meteorological phenomena like we are having. We are experiencing very harsh summer. At several places, they have received cloud burst or very heavy rainfalls like Bombay did yesterday. and there may be spread of disease because of this temperature variation or very heavy rainfall. So we need to do a lot of things. It may also result into adaptation of coastal area because sea levels are rising. And if there is a sea level rise by say 10 millimeter, country like Bangladesh may disappear. Something like we lost Indira Point, which used to be the southernmost India point south of Andaman, which we have lost. Uh, we may lose our capacity to work because human body is attuned to certain temperature, and if temperature goes beyond, so there are a lot of impact on the of the climate, and we need to worry how it is going to impact us. Friends, today we are looking for more and more sources of economy, and the new front which we have opened in recent past is the blue economy, or resources inside the sea. So we are doing a lot of studies of the sea, trying to see if we can get energy, we can get fishing, we can do fishing, we can tackle marine litter and ocean pollutions, we can take out mineral resources, we can take out oil and gases from the sea. So a lot of focus these days is being given to the blue economy, and this requires extensive use of technology. Friends, today India is capable of sending its underwater vehicle up to 6 kilometer depth, which is most of the Indian Ocean, except in some part like near Australia in the Mariana Trench, which is 10 kilometer. But most of the sea close to India is about 6 kilometer depth. That is where our vehicle could go to the ocean floor and see how things are happening. But then we are quite interested to keep it sustainable. We don't want to disturb marine ecology. We want to create jobs, reduce poverty, and hunger. But at the same time, we would like to conserve marine life and ocean resources. Friends, a lot of natural disasters are happening, and we require a big technological interventions. So you might have heard about Joshimath, where cracks were noticed in one of the areas, one of the colony of the town. Floods and drought are another thing. Landslides keep on happening, but major things are earthquakes and volcanoes. So we are studying them. Lot of technology interventions have been made. In fact, country like Japan, which experiences earthquake every second day, they have got their building so retrofitted that it doesn't get an impact. So we are also developing such solutions for us, and a lot of technology interventions are taking place. We are trying to arrest the landslides. We have identified areas which are vulnerable to landslides, and then we are seeing how we could help it. But we have no control on rainfall so far. So drought and flood are the constant cycles, and we need to take care how we are going to help in both these situations. Fortunately, unfortunately, India has got only one volcanic zone, which is in Andaman Sea. But otherwise, rest of the India is free of volcanoes. But still, we need to be careful because these are such natural processes that they could occur at any place. Friends, when we are talking about digital system, so we are looking into several things like digital access, commerce, communication, digital literacy, digital etiquette, laws, digital rights and responsibility, health and wellness, security. So a lot of things which we are trying to control digitally. Even navigations, these days, a lot of improvements in navigation. Earlier, only aeroplane or ships were using it, but today, each one of us, even when we are coming to our offices or workplace or study place, we are using them. But we are expecting a lot of improvement in time to come when we are talking about intelligent transport or smart transportation. And if you are using even public transport, it should tell you that if you are waiting for a bus, then that particular bus on your route would come in so many minutes with so many seats and those kind of things, it will come. A lot of new technologies are coming and making a game changer. So we need to understand how they are going to influence. For example, our homes. Now we are talking about green building or energy efficient building. So here, idea is that each part of the home, whether it is bricks, whether it is glass or window panes, everything should absorb energy. And we could place appropriate electrodes which can keep us in good energetic environment. Internet of Things is driving business by providing data needed to improve marketing. These days you get personalized advertisement. You write anything on your Gmail, within no time you will get advertisement connected with that. So, which in terms of business, it increases sale and decreases cost. Artificial intelligence, it has got two parts. One part is basic science. So a lot of improvement in artificial intelligence sector itself is happening. For example, how autonomous system will be driven, mechanical learning, deep learning, neural networks, pattern recognition. So a lot of science is being. On the same time, we are looking about the applications. So application to healthcare, application to weather system, application to infrastructure. So it could be applied any source and anything today. So it is simply like when I was in high school, we were doing mathematical applications to everything. Today, from mathematical, it became statistical, then computational. And today, most of the things are driven by AI. Even the world of communication is going to change, and we have already started talking about 6G, and you will see how communication, even with people in outer space. For example, Sunita Williams, she's outside Earth right now, but we are in constant communication on the challenges she is facing and how we are still planning how she could re-enter Earth safely. Blockchain is another technology which is going to connect number of devices and make the processing much faster than we are doing it today. Robotics is another science which is helping in efficient and precise delivery of various things. Whatever instructions are given to the machine. Friends, there is a difference between the human approach and the robotic approach. Robotic approach will work as per the instruction given to it, whereas human doing same operation may get emotionally charged. So robotics do not get emotionally charged. But humans, when they are performing, they could change their mind even the midway. For example, doctor is doing surgery and he or she notices something unusual. They can precisely replan and do something more. Whereas if robot is doing surgery, it will do only what is instructed to be done. Biometrics. So a lot of advancement in biometrics is happening. Currently, we are of course putting fingers, but then your iris is equally valuable. You see how Digi Yatra has changed, but tomorrow Digi Yatra would not require your finger or this thing. You can simply walk through. If you have got a boarding pass and your system knows, then you will simply walk through. So it is already happening at so many airports outside India, but today it will happen. But this is not a technology to be restricted only to airport. Even your attendance in colleges could be done away by the roll call, and people whosoever are entering college gate or leaving college gate, their entry or exit both could be recorded automatically by their identification. 3D printing. So today we are not only printing a lot of things, but also we are producing human internal organs. So now there is less pressure to find a donor, but in fact you can order a particular organ and go for a surgery at a prefixed time. So, of course, this production of these artificial devices is not in a very high number. This is on demand, and but in time to come, these would be available off the shelf. A lot of technology intervention is taking place in the field of virtual reality and augmented reality, which can make you feel as if you are in any place of your choice. So you need not to go there, but you would be made to feel that you are there. You can touch various objects in that place and see. This is how augmented reality and virtual reality is going to play a role. And then drones. A lot of advancement in drone is happening, lot of delivery system. But even today, you might have heard that there was an ambush on the Indo-Pak border in Kashmir, and drones are being used to deliver firearms, to deliver uh, unwanted things. So we are looking how to regulate them, but these are going to be a great device which will help us in delivery of things on higher floor, on in inaccessible areas where people are finding it difficult, especially able people. If they need something, so drones could deliver it much faster. Friends, emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, virtual reality, they are revolutionizing various sectors. Application in health sector, finance, education have great potential. Ethical concern and digital divide need to be addressed. Responsible and equitable adoption of these technologies is crucial. We are now looking for a greener future. We have already polluted Earth a lot. So there is an urgency of environmental sustainability, which demands development of green technologies, renewable energy sources, and eco-friendly practices. Technology innovation can also help in combating climate change, and we can create a sustainable future. But for this purpose, we require collaboration between industry, government, individuals, and academia, which is the key how we are going to address these situations. So, friend, to conclude, technology has the power to shape our society in a profound way. It offers immense opportunity, but it also has several challenges. As we move forward, it is crucial to harness technology potential for the greater good. Let us embrace technology responsibly, ensuring its benefits are shared by all. With this word, I would like to close my talk and would be happy to take any question you ask. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights and wonderful session on technology. Certainly, everything comes with its pros and cons, and technology is no exception. So we'll now move on to our question answer session. We have our students and faculties connected with us. Without delay, I request the student Ritu Chaudhary to unmute herself and come up with a question.
Purvi, if I could suggest, they may be asked to raise their hand electronically, and then you can moderate the question, take one by one.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. First of all, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Rituji.
Sir, I want to ask, what are its effects on the health of our planet and of the person?
Well, when we are talking about extraterrestrial or outside the Earth, still our efforts are to understand various planetary system.
Yes, sir.
Men have reached Mars. We are trying to reach and understand. So we have mapped actually all the planets, and in fact, one of the planets have lost its name also, because now Neptune has gone. It's no more called a planet, and right now we feel that impact of activity on Earth is not there on the other planets, because they are far and they are unimpacted. Even
Okay.
on Earth, even on Earth, see,
Yes, sir.
Earth has got a life of nearly 4.5 billion years, and
Yes, sir.
human race have started just 10,000 years ago. And in 10,000 years ago, we have disturbed the balance between air, water, and land. And of course, there are several natural phenomena, including plate tectonics, which are causing continents to move, landslides, earthquake, and so many other things, which humans are trying to understand and trying to do. But nature has better way of correcting itself. You know, if someone does not go the way the planet wants, see the fate of dinosaurs. They are no more here. They were more powerful than the human being. Probably may not be that intelligent as human being, but certainly more powerful. But Earth did not want them to carry, and the entire species got extinct. Dinosaurs are not alone. So many species on the planet have become extinct. Uh, and if we do not conduct ourselves in a good way, and if we don't do our activity in a sustainable fashion, time may not be far, even human may become one of the extinct species in a short span of time. So we need to correct ourselves, we need to make adequate changes. But when we are talking about the time scale, these activities are a kind of a spark. Now, for example, you experience earthquake for 3 minutes or few seconds, not 3 minutes, few seconds, and then
Yes,
you
sir.
feel our activity are something like that. If we are comparing it on the time scale of the Earth of 4.5 billion years, these are very momentary activities, and we do hope Earth knows how to recover itself much better. For example, you might have seen in COVID times when human activities were reduced, we could see the planet returning to normalcy. So planet knows how to conduct itself, and it's only human being which we need to correct ourselves.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ritu. Next in line, we have a student, Somnath. Somnath, kindly unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, my question is that does technology preserve or reduce ecosystem integrity, sir?
Can you repeat your question? Whether technology?
Sir, does technology preserve or reduce ecosystem integrity?
Well, it goes both way. You know, when we are talking about ecosystem, today we are talking about sustainable ecosystem. So we are trying to control our emission to the atmosphere, our discharge to the water system, and what we are looking for is how to make uh, our users more and more healthier. So, of course, when the industrial revolution started, we were not worried about those things. But if you see how pollution have been handled in Europe, I'll give you example of the river Danube, which passes through 12 countries in Europe. Now, they have put a regulation that if there is pollution, and pollution could be because of anything, including busting of a fuel line of a ship, you know, or there could be a discharge from an industry. So that country is responsible to do all damage control within their own geographic area. In case it passes, then there are heavy penalties. So we need to understand that in our system, we are not worried at all about the rivers. So if a pollution comes from state one to state two, they are not concerned. For example, Delhi or even Noida or Ghaziabad, they receive a lot of air pollution in winters from different states. But other state is not bothered because there is no penalty. So we need to incur, we need to imbibe some of the penal clauses in time to come that in case there is pollution, you need to control within your own geographic limit. So that is how we can do. On the other hand, we need to deploy and use a lot of green technologies in time to come.
Thank you, sir. Moving forward, we have a faculty, Dr. Anamika ma'am from BSc department. Ma'am, please unmute yourself and come up with your question.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Sir, I have one question. How this artificial intelligence is going to affect all the works of humanity, especially for the employment and social security, all that.
Well, you see, AI is a device, is a process which you can deploy in any field of your choice. So, suppose today at home we have got Alexa or Siri, which can control all our electric bulbs, fans, television, and we need to just give an oral instructions, including, for example, when do you want your washing machine to operate? So this is how AI is intruding in our day-to-day life. But question is how we are going to make only good uses and not bad uses. Today, what is happening, if you look at lot of cyber hacking,
Yeah.
it is happening because they want to know your one vital information and rest of the thing they can create with the help of technology. So technology has got both ways, and we are worried as much as about cyber hacking. A lot of digital crimes are happening these days, and we are not sure. Like personally, if I can tell you my story, I maintain two bank accounts. One connected with the internet or my phone, and another without that. And the one which is connected to my phone and my internet, I keep minimum possible balance, which is good enough to survive. But this is the kind of confidence we need in time to come, that we are having more and more secure technologies, and people and this is possible only when we could contain these digital crimes or cyber crimes. So a lot of efforts are being made. Technology is trying to be made more and more robust, but remember, hackers are also doing their work and they are also improving their technologies in time to come. So AI would definitely have a lot of intervention in our life, any aspect of our life, not only digital world, but it can connect to our machines, it can connect to any machines. Uh, I'll give you another example, like train booking. When
Yeah.
train booking is done, with the help of AI, the system allots somebody first a seat in the central bogie, then in the first bogie, then in the last bogie, because it's always maintaining the load distribution. So system is instructed that you need to see that there are passengers in all the compartments. On the other hand, when the train is moving, people board the compartment whichever gate is open. So that is human intelligence. So artificial intelligence and human intelligence, because people are looking at their easiness. People are looking that, okay, I must be in the train and I must board. So this is happening and we need to correct it. But of course, AI would give us a lot of directions. But again, as I said earlier, AI is emotionless. It will give you instructions only what is required. For example, if you go to a doctor, so you can feed in your symptoms into your phone, and your phone will give you a lot of suggestions. But you don't take the treatment. You go to the doctor because your phone, with the help of AI, will give you mass solution. It will not give you solutions which is good for you. Okay,
Awesome.
and you may not be like everyone else in the mass. You may be a bit different. So
Yeah.
doctors need to see what are your personal attributes, what are your personal parameters, and then come to those data which machine will provide would only a guiding tool, not the prescription.
Yeah.
So similarly, the teachers. So students get a lot of information from Wikipedia, ChatGPT, and other sources. But eventually, it is teachers' job to guide them properly how they are going to absorb the knowledge and take it forward.
So, sir, will it affect the employment also?
Of course, it will employ. As I said, the technology would reduce some of the regular jobs where you do not require application of mind. Once you have designed a particular operation, it has to be just repeated. That would be done by the machine. But
Machine.
your creativity, your intelligence to design new operation, that would be something which should be done by the human being.
That will help us.
Yeah. So the nature of job would get changed, but obviously each one of us would contribute.
It will take some time, sir,
Yeah.
to adapt to this. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So next we have our one more faculty, Mr. Prayas Kaushik, sir, from BCA department. So please unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. I am Prayas Kaushik from Department of Computer Science. Actually, I want to ask, as you told, the artificial intelligence, deep learning, and neural network, these are these technology are losing our jobs. So, what could be the research area in which we can uh, do research that told us to told us what could be the right way to use these technologies?
Well, as I mentioned in my presentation, AI, lot of areas are being required by AI to be done research with. So if we are talking about science, so you see, one is how AI is to develop. That's a big science. And second is we need to see how it is being held through machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, pattern recognition. Pattern recognition is also gaining a lot of importance. Then we are talking about language processing. So conversion of text from one machine to another. For example, if you go to a station today and you do not understand the local language, you can show it to the Google and Google will convert it in the language you need. So we are looking for real-time functions virtually, and lot of processes are taking place, and there is a lot of science which you can do in any of these fields. So whether it is pattern recognition, machine learning, deep learning, so in either way you can go forward and do it. You have to pick one of the thread, whatever you would like to do, and then build yourself on that.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for this in-depth session. Now I would request our director, sir, Dr. Anuj Agrawal, to conclude the session with vote of thanks.
I extend my sincere thanks to all the participants, faculty members. And sir, it was a very informative session. All of us will definitely get benefit from this. You have shared your words of wisdom with us, and we will definitely, we are looking forward for a future interaction in person with you, sir. So I hope that all of us enjoyed this, and thank you again for sparing your precious time with us. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Namaskar.